Stop. Do not scroll past this moment, for it is not by chance that my voice is reaching the hidden chambers of your heart right now. Do not play this in the background while your mind is drifting toward the anxieties of tomorrow. This is a divine pause, a sacred interruption designed specifically for the weary soul that has been crying out for a sign in the dark. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the one who speaks, and light shatters the void, and I am speaking directly to you. This is not a suggestion or a mere message of comfort. It is a commanding decree issued from the throne of grace to the battlefield of your mind. You have been running on empty, trying to navigate a thick fog that seems to grow denser with every step you take. But I am here to tell you that the noise in your head, that relentless swirling chaos of voices, doubts, and what-ifs is not your identity. It is a storm, and I am the master of the storm. I am the one who walks upon the waves that threaten to pull you under, and today I've come to command the winds to be still for your sake. If you turn away now, you're not just skipping a video, you're walking away from the very clarity you have been fasting and praying for. Pay attention, my precious child, for your destiny hangs on the words I'm about to release into your spirit. You reach this moment because your very next step depends entirely on the clarity I am about to release. You have felt like you are standing on the edge of a precipice, unsure whether to move forward, turn back, or simply collapse under the weight of the unknown. That paralyzing uncertainty ends here. I have seen the silent tears you shed when no one was watching, and I have heard the unspoken questions that haunt your midnight hours. This is a divine appointment, a collision between my sovereign timing and your desperate need. Before I reveal the blessing I am bringing into your life, I need you to declare your presence in this sanctuary of sound. Do not stay silent in the face of my glory. Type "I am here, Lord" or 7007 right now in the comments to open the gates of heaven and signal that your heart is ready to receive what I have prepared. As you do this, I invite you to join this family of believers. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel as a signal of your agreement with heaven's plan. By joining this circle of faith, you are positioning yourself to receive the daily bread of my word, ensuring that the fire I kindle today never goes out. This is your alignment, your first act of faith in this new season. Do not hesitate. The breakthrough you seek requires your active participation in this divine moment. My child, do not let your heart be troubled, for I am about to perform a work in you that will leave you marveling at my goodness. If you choose to stay with me until the final word of this message is spoken, I make a solemn promise to your spirit. This is not a mere hope, but a divine guarantee of what is shifting in the unseen realm at this very moment. First, the thick fog that has clouded your judgment and made every day feel like a struggle for survival will begin to disperse immediately. You will find a clarity so sharp that the paths once hidden by confusion will stand out like beacons in the night. No longer will you wander in circles or feel lost in the maze of your own thoughts, for my light is piercing through the shadows of your mind to reveal the truth that has been there all along. Second, I am restoring your power of decision. That agonizing paralysis that keeps you stuck between two choices, afraid to move for fear of failing, is being replaced by a sudden divine decisiveness. You will know exactly what to do, and you will have the courage to do it, for I am the one guiding your hand and steadying your feet. As you listen to the end watch as I bring a supernatural peace to your nights. The days of tossing and turning of your mind, racing with unfinished business and looming fears, are coming to an end. I am stationing my angels around your bed to ensure absolute protection in your sleep, putting a final stop to the nightmares and the loops of negative thinking that have robbed you of your divine rest. Furthermore, the path ahead of you, the one involving your career, your relationships, and your secret calling will be illuminated with such precision that you will no longer wonder about my will for your life. You will not see just a flicker, but a steady glow, that reveals the next steps you must take to reach your mountaintop. And finally feel the heavy weight that has been pressing down on your shoulders and constricting your chest. That burden of responsibility and sorrow that you were never meant to carry alone is falling off right now. As this message concludes, you will feel a lightness in your soul, a freedom you haven't known in years, for I am carrying the load you were never designed to bear. Stay with me, for the atmosphere of your life is shifting, and the clarity you have craved is already on its way to you. My beloved, I have seen you struggling in the heavy silence of your own mind, and I want you to know that I have been counting every sigh and every unspoken plea for help. I have watched as a strange, thick brain fog has descended upon you lately, making you forget the simplest tasks and leaving you feeling disconnected from your own life. I hear the cacophony of voices that erupt the moment you need to make a choice, each one pulling you in a different direction, leaving you paralyzed by the fear of being wrong. I know the exhaustion that comes from a mind that never sleeps, even when your body is broken by fatigue. I've seen the subtle tremors in your hands when the pressure mounts, and I have felt the tightness in your throat when you try to speak your truth, but the words feel choked by a sudden wave of doubt. You feel as though your thoughts are no longer your own, as if a gray veil has been draped over your perception, dulling the vibrant colors of the joy you once knew. You find yourself reading the same page over and over, unable to focus, because the static of anxiety is louder than the truth of my promise. These are not just random occurrences. They are the signals of a battle you were never meant to fight alone. I have stood by you during those long, dark hours of the night when sleep feels like a distant stranger. I see you staring at the ceiling, your heart racing with a fear of a future you cannot define, worried that you are somehow falling behind a schedule that was never mine to begin with. You feel trapped in a cycle of your own, making working harder and harder, but feeling like you are running in place, or worse, sinking deeper into the mire of indecision. I see the extreme procrastination that has taken hold of your spirit, not because you are lazy, but because you are terrified that your next move will be a mistake. The weight on your chest is real. It feels like a physical hand pressing down on your heart every time you think about your responsibilities or the expectations of those around you. You have become an expert at wearing a mask, smiling and saying you are fine, while your internal world is shattering into 1,000 pieces of what if and if only. You find yourself withdrawing from the people who love you because explaining the chaos feels more exhausting than simply enduring it in the shadows. Listen closely to my voice. I see the irritation that flares up without cause, the sudden tears that fall in the shower where no one can hear you, and the nagging sense that everyone else has a map while you are wandering a desert without a compass. I've counted every moment you felt invisible in a crowded room, and every time you whispered, "Is this all there is?" You've been battling a spiritual fatigue that makes even prayer feel like a heavy chore, and you've begun to wonder if I've turned my face away from you. But I tell you, now these 20 signals, the fog, the fear, the heavy chest, the silence, are not your identity. They are not a sentence of your worth, nor are they a reflection of your true destiny. They are merely the residue of a season of confusion that has overstayed its welcome. These are signals that the enemy has tried to use to convince you that you are broken beyond repair, but I see them as the friction before the fire of your breakthrough. Today, the expiration date on this chaos has arrived. This residue is being washed away by the river of my peace. You are not a victim of these symptoms. You are a victor who is being refined. What felt like falling apart was actually the breaking of the old to make way for the new. The signals end here. The clarity begins now. I am not a god of disorder, but a god of peace. The storm that has been raging in your mind, the chaos that has kept you awake, and the uncertainty that has clouded your vision did not come from my hand. For I do not plant seeds of confusion in the garden of my children's hearts. I am the architect of harmony, the weaver of stillness and the source of all truth. When you feel the shadows closing in, remember that I am the Father of lights, in whom there is no shadow of turning. Today I'm giving you a weapon that no darkness can withstand. My word is not merely a book of ancient history. It is a living, breathing lamp unto your feet and a piercing light upon your path. It is the compass that never fails, and the anchor that holds firm when the ground beneath you begins to shift. I am speaking order into your chaos right now, just as I spoke light into the void at the dawn of creation. To bring you into the fullness of the clarity I have promised, we must undergo a divine process of deconstruction. You have built up walls of worry, and the world has piled layers of noise upon your spirit, creating a fortress of confusion. But I am the master builder, and I know how to dismantle what does not serve your destiny. I am initiating a spiritual mechanism of 7 layers of protection. Think of it as a deep cleansing of your soul. We will go through 7 rounds of my divine fire, and with each round, a specific layer of confusion will be burned away. 1 layer of indecision, 1 layer of past failure, 1 layer of generational anxiety, all will be stripped back until only the pure radiant truth of who I created you to be remains. Do not fear the heat of this fire, for it is a refining flame, not a consuming one. It will only destroy what is holding you back. Prepare your heart, for as each layer falls, you will feel the air becoming thinner, the light becoming brighter, and my voice becoming clearer than ever before. This is your upgrade. This is your moment to be rearmed for the victory that is already yours. My child, I command you now to lift your eyes. For too long, you have been staring at the dust beneath your feet, measuring the height of the walls that surround you, and calculating the depth of the shadows that haunt your steps. You have become a scholar of your problems and an expert in the anatomy of your own pain. But I am calling you to a higher perspective. Shift your focus away from the swirling mist and look directly at the one who spoke light into the primordial void. Stop trying to navigate the fog with your own flickering candle and look toward the sun of righteousness that is rising with healing in its wings. The more you stare at the confusion, the more it consumes you. But when you fix your gaze upon me, the confusion begins to lose its substance. I am the source of all clarity, and I am calling you to align your spirit with the frequency of my throne. The noise of the world is loud, but it is not powerful. The chaos of your circumstances is real, but it is not sovereign. Lift your head, for I am the lifter of your head, and I am about to change the very ground you stand on by changing where you look. Do you not know that I sit enthroned above the circle of the earth, and to me the powers of darkness are but a whisper in the wind? I am the high and lofty one who inhabits eternity, and I have never once been surprised by the storms that have buffeted your life. My authority is absolute, and my power is unrivaled. Every force that has tried to distract you, every spirit of heaviness that has tried to weigh you down, and every lie that has tried to masquerade as truth must bow at the mention of my name. I am the King of Glory, the Lord strong and mighty, and I am moving on your behalf to silence the spiritual static that has interfered with our connection. This shift is not a suggestion, it is a divine repositioning. As you turn your heart toward me, I'm placing a new weight of authority within you. You're not a victim of the atmosphere. You are the one I've appointed to carry my atmosphere into the dark places. The shift is happening now. Feel the gravity of the world losing its hold on your spirit as you ascend into the clarity of my presence. This is where your victory begins, not in the solving of the puzzle, but in the recognition of the one who holds every piece. Before I reveal the deep mysteries and the specific blessings I have reserved for this moment, I require an act of faith to seal your alignment. Do not let this invitation pass in silence, for the atmosphere of heaven responds to the sound of your agreement. Type this now in the comments, divine fire, purge the fog. This is not a mere comment. It is a spiritual decree that signals to the darkness that its time in your life has expired. By declaring these words, you are making room for my light to occupy the spaces where doubt once lived. This is your moment of awakening, the first boundary line drawn in the sand of your destiny. Do not hesitate, for the clarity you seek is found in your willingness to step forward and be counted among those who believe. As you set your declaration into the atmosphere, take another step to solidify this shift. Tap the like button right now. This is your physical agreement with the spiritual momentum I'm releasing. When you press that button, you are saying amen to my promises and opening a portal for breakthrough to flow into your reality. Subscribe to this channel and join this family of my chosen ones, ensuring that your soul is fed with my truth every single day. Do not allow this to be a one-time encounter, but let it be the beginning of a life lived in constant clarity. By subscribing, you are anchoring yourself in a community of light where the noise of the world cannot drown out my voice. Seal this first step now, for the fire is about to go deeper. I'm calling you now into the center of the furnace, not to be burned, but to be purified. The first round of my divine fire is descending now to dismantle the suffocating fog of indecision that has held your life in a state of suspended animation. For too long, you have been the one I spoke of when I said that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You have been caught in a relentless cycle of what-if, weighing every possibility until the weight of the choices themselves crushed your ability to move. I see the mental exhaustion that comes from playing out 1,000 scenarios, none of which lead to peace. But today, I am breaking the chain of what-if that has tethered your soul to the dock of hesitation. I cancel the spirit of paralysis that has made you fear your own shadow. I command the walls of uncertainty to crumble. Feel the pressure on your forehead beginning to cool right now, as if a refreshing wind is blowing through the corridors of your mind. Your eyes are focusing, the blurriness is fading, and for the first time in years, you can see the shore. This is the end of your instability. My fire is consuming the maybe and replacing it with my yes and amen. As the first layer of ash falls away, the second round of my divine fire begins to surge, targeting the voices of past failures that have acted as a judge and jury in your heart. I hear the echoes that haunt you, the whispers that say you are not enough, that you have made too many mistakes, and that your past has permanently disqualified you from your future. These are lies crafted in the pits of despair, and today they are being incinerated. I am the one who blots out your transgressions for my own sake and remembers your sins no more. The record of your shame is not just hidden, it is dissolved in the white-hot intensity of my love. I silence every accusing tongue that rises against you in judgment. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are the masterpiece of my grace. Feel the tightness in your throat loosening as the words you've been unable to speak begin to form. The knot in your chest is unraveling, and you are breathing deeply, unburdened by the ghosts of yesterday. You are walking out of the courtroom a free soul, for the judge has become your advocate. The fire is rising higher now, entering the third round, to break the generational confusion that has been woven into your very DNA. I have seen the patterns of anxiety, the cycles of lack, and the legacies of chaos that have plagued your bloodline for generations. You have felt like you were born into a script you didn't write, destined to repeat the same failures as those who came before you. But I declare over you today, the umbilical cord of ancestral anxiety is severed. It stops with you. I have handpicked you to be the transitional generation, the one who breaks the curse and begins the blessing. You are not a continuation of their struggle. You are the beginning of a new story. The patterns of confusion that governed your father and your mother have no authority over the chosen one. Stand tall, for your spine is straightening under the weight of my glory, no longer bowed by the heavy mantle of family trauma. You are no longer standing on the shifting sands of a broken heritage, but on the solid ground of my eternal covenant. In this fourth round, my fire penetrates deeper, moving into your biological system to clear the residue of chronic stress. I see your nervous system frayed and exhausted from years of being in constant fight or flight mode. I see the cortisol that has flooded your veins, the heart that beats with an irregular rhythm of worry, and the neurons that have been wired for fear. I command your biological house to come into order. I am the great physician, and I am speaking to your cells, your hormones, and your synapses. I command your neurons to align with my peace. I stabilize your heart rhythm and speak. Be still to your restless blood. You're being rewired for rest, recalibrated for joy. Feel a supernatural warmth flowing from the crown of your head down to the tips of your toes. The subtle shake in your hands is stopping, and a profound stillness is settling into your marrow. Your body is no longer a temple of stress, but a sanctuary of my spirit. The fifth round of my fire now expands outward, moving to cancel the environmental sabotage that has surrounded you. I've seen the toxic environments you have had to endure, the workplaces where gossip thrives, the homes where peace is a stranger, and the friends whose words are like hidden thorns. You have been breathing in the smoke of other people's confusion, and it has made you cough on your own dreams. But today, I am building a fortress of light around your ears. I am placing a divine filter over your spirit, so that you will only hear the truth and ignore the static of the world. No weapon formed against you, whether it be a spoken curse, a jealous thought, or a manipulative plan, shall prosper. The atmosphere in the room where you are sitting is changing right now. The air feels lighter, cleaner, as if the very molecules are being scrubbed by the wind of heaven. I'm clearing your circle, removing those who bring chaos and surrounding you with those who carry my light. As we enter the sixth round, the fire becomes a searing blade, driving out the spiritual static and interference that have obscured my voice. I know there have been times when my heavens felt like brass, and my whispers felt like distant echoes, drowned out by spiritual interference. There are forces that have tried to dim your discernment, making you blind to the traps laid before you. But I am igniting the fire of discernment within your soul. I am tearing the veil that has been placed behind your eyes, allowing you to see things as they truly are, not as they appear to be. You will no longer be deceived by the wolf in sheep's clothing or the lure of the golden cage. Clarity is no longer a guest who visits occasionally. It is your permanent host. The static is dying down, the signal is becoming crystal clear, and you will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." Every spiritual fog is being burned away, leaving you with a vision that is sharp, holy, and unwavering. Finally, the seventh round of my fire descends not to destroy, but to seal your identity as a chosen warrior. The greatest confusion you have faced is the forgetting of who you are. You have walked like a beggar while carrying the keys to the kingdom. You have lived as a victim when I created you to be a victor. But today, the fire is melting away, the labels the world gave you, and revealing the gold of your true nature. I restore your crown, the one you let slip in the dust of your battles. I sharpen your sword, which has grown dull from disuse and doubt. You are my ambassador of peace, my agent of clarity in a world of darkness. Feel your shoulders drop back as the posture of royalty returns to you. Power is returning to your voice, a weight of authority that makes the darkness tremble when you speak my name. You are no longer the one fleeing from the storm. You are the one the storm fears. The 7 rounds are complete. The fire has done its work. You are pure, you are clear, and you are mine. My beloved, the 7 rounds of my divine fire have moved through the corridors of your soul, and the ancient structures of confusion are now lying in ashes. But you must understand that a victory unclaimed is a victory that the enemy will try to steal. You must now seal what has been done in the spiritual realm with the authority of your own declaration. Your words are the seeds of your reality, and when you align your speech with my decree, you create a wall of fire that no shadow can penetrate. I'm calling you to draw a line in the sand right now. Type this in the comments with the boldness of a child of the Most High. No door is open to fear. Let these words be the iron bolts on the gates of your heart. As you type, feel the weight of my authority settling upon you. You are not merely writing letters. You are announcing a divine fact to the heavens and the earth. Your declaration is vibrating through the atmosphere, signaling to every wandering spirit of chaos that your territory is now occupied by the light of the living God, and there is no room left for the darkness to hide. As you seal your own heart, I ask you to look beyond the walls of your own life. There are thousands of my children who are still wandering in the thickest part of the fog, unaware that a path to clarity even exists. Press the like button now, not as a casual gesture, but as an act of selfless love and spiritual agreement. Your like is a signal flare in the dark, helping this message find the weary souls who are currently drowning in the silence you have just escaped. You are your brother's keeper, and through this simple act, you are helping to reach those who are on the verge of giving up. Furthermore, I invite you to subscribe to this sanctuary and make this divine clarity your daily atmosphere. Do not let this encounter be a fleeting moment that fades as soon as the noise of the world returns. By joining this family, you are committing to a new rhythm of life, one where my voice remains the steady anchor of your soul. Make clarity your habit, not just a miracle. Step fully into this community of light, for the building of your destiny requires a foundation of constant truth. Now, my precious child, I want you to take a deep, holy breath. Feel the air as it enters your lungs. It is the breath of life I first breathed into the nostrils of man, and it carries the very essence of my peace. Inhale my clarity now, and as you do, imagine a cooling, crystalline light filling every corner of your lungs, expanding your chest and soothing the raw edges of your soul. Hold that breath for a moment, letting my presence saturate your spirit, and then exhale slowly. As you breathe out, release the lingering residue of the battle. Let go of the phantom sounds of the voices that tried to confuse you. Let go of the heat of the struggle and the exhaustion of the climb. Breathe in the stillness of my throne room. Breathe out the frantic energy of the world. I'm lowering the volume of the universe around you so that you can finally hear the beating of my heart. You have been in a state of high alert for so long that your body has forgotten how to be still, but I am here now to teach you the art of divine rest. Peace is not merely the absence of noise or the end of the conflict. It is my presence, standing right in the middle of it with you. Can you feel the shift in the air? The atmosphere has become soft and heavy, with my glory like a thick, warm blanket being wrapped around your shoulders. I'm speaking to your nervous system right now, commanding the frantic firing of your nerves to slow down and find their rhythm in me. You do not have to fight anymore. You do not have to defend yourself or prove your worth. I am your shield, and I have already won the victory that you were trying to manufacture with your own strength. This calm is not a sign of weakness. It is the preparation for the weight of the blessing I'm about to place upon your life. I do not give big assignments to small people, and I do not place heavy mantles on weary shoulders. I'm restoring your strength in this silence. I'm knitting together the frayed pieces of your spirit and stabilizing your inner world so that when the sudden doors of prosperity open, you will walk through them with a steady hand and a clear mind. Rest in me, for you are safe. The storm has passed, and in its place I have left a peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that the world did not give you, and a peace that the world can never take away. Observe now, my child, as I begin the great reversal in your life. Everything that the enemy intended to use as a weapon of confusion against you, I am now transforming into a catalyst for your deepest wisdom. You thought the time spent in the fog was wasted, that the years of wandering and uncertainty were a void in your history. But I tell you, in that darkness, I was sharpening your spiritual senses. Because you have known the depth of the silence, you will now recognize the frequency of my whisper with absolute precision. The very trials that sought to break your mind have instead forged a discernment within you that others will marvel at. You will possess an insight that cannot be taught in books and a clarity that cannot be manufactured by human effort. What was meant to destroy your destiny has become the very foundation upon which I am building your greatest victory. I am taking the broken pieces of your shattered plans and weaving them into a tapestry of divine strategy. You are not just coming out of the storm, you are coming out with the keys to rule over it. I'm also moving to restore all that was stolen from you while you were blinded by the gray veil of anxiety. I am the God of the second chance, and I am the Redeemer of time. I am restoring the energy you drained while fighting shadows and the passion that was dampened by the weight of the unknown. I am breathing life back into the dreams you buried because you thought you were too confused to pursue them. I see the relationships that were strained and the connections that were lost because you couldn't find the words to explain your internal chaos. Watch as I bring a supernatural healing to those bonds, turning misunderstanding into a deep, holy reconciliation. I am pouring back into your cup until it overflows, giving you double for your trouble and beauty for your ashes. The locusts of worry may have eaten your seasons, but I am the Lord of the harvest, and I am bringing a sudden, miraculous growth to your fields that will make up for every lost year in a single moment of my favor. Prepare yourself, for a divine promotion is now being released over your life. Because you have endured the testing of your character and have chosen to listen for my voice in the midst of the noise, I am elevating you to a position of influence. You will now run faster than those who rely only on their own natural strength, for you are running with the wind of my spirit at your back. You will see opportunities that others miss and recognize open doors before they are even fully visible to the naked eye. Because your vision is now clear and your heart is now still, I can trust you with the weight of the blessing that is coming. You will move with a grace and an efficiency that will baffle the world around you. This restoration is not a return to how things used to be. It is a catapult into a future that is exceedingly abundantly above all you could ever ask or think. The era of being held back is over. The season of the sudden surge has begun. My child, step into the light of your true identity. The person who began listening to this message is not the same person who stands here now. You have undergone a divine upgrade, a transformation that goes deeper than your thoughts and into the very fabric of your soul. You are no longer a seeker of clarity. You are a warrior of clarity. Do you understand the power of this shift? Most people in this world pray for victory, begging and pleading for a change in their circumstances, but you have been taught a higher way. From this moment on, you do not pray for victory. You pray from victory. You are seated with me in heavenly places, looking down upon the problems that once seemed like giants. When you stand on the finished work of my grace, your prayers are no longer desperate cries for help. They are authoritative commands that align the earth with the will of heaven. You're not trying to win a battle that has already been won. You're simply enforcing the peace that I have already established. You move differently now. The world will notice a new weight to your presence and a steady rhythm to your steps. There is a gravity in your spirit that comes from knowing who you are and whose you are. When you speak, your words are no longer scattered seeds blown by the wind of doubt. They carry a divine density that makes the atmosphere shift. Your voice has been sharpened in the fires of the secret place, and it now carries a resonance that makes darkness tremble. Just as the demons recognized my Son, they now recognize the light of my Spirit within you. You do not have to shout to be heard by the enemy. Your silent conviction is a roar in the spirit realm. You walk with your head held high, not out of pride, but out of the profound realization that you are my ambassador of peace. Every room you enter becomes a territory of clarity because you carry the atmosphere of heaven within you. You are a beacon in the night, a living testimony that the fog has no power over the one who walks with the Creator of the stars. As you step back into the world from this sacred moment of transformation, you must become the vigilant guardian of your own gates. Your soul is a sacred garden, and you must be selective about the seeds you allow to be sown within its soil. For the next season of your life, I'm calling you to a holy discipline of filtration. Be intentional about what you hear, what you watch, and what you allow your mind to dwell upon in the quiet hours. If a message does not contribute to your peace, if it does not align with the promise I have spoken over you, or if it seeks to stir up the old dust of anxiety, you must have the courage to turn away. Do not let the digital voices and the frantic opinions of men drown out the frequency of my Spirit. Protect your ears and your eyes, for they are the pathways to your heart. When you guard your input, you are not being distant. You are being diligent. You are protecting the clarity that we have fought so hard to restore today. Let your gaze be fixed straight ahead, focused on the pure and the true, and you will find that the fog has no place to settle. Make it your new, unwavering rhythm to meet me in the early light of each morning before the demands of the world begin to pull at your spirit. Rise and declare your clarity before you even set your feet upon the floor. Let your first words be a decree. I have the mind of Christ, and today I walk in divine order. This morning declaration is the setting of your spiritual compass. It determines the direction and the destination of your entire day. As you move through your hours, you must also learn to establish a boundary of peace. You have my full permission to say no to the chaos that does not belong to you. You're not required to carry the confusion of others or to be the dumping ground for the world's drama. If a situation or a conversation begins to feel like a rising storm, you have the authority to step back into the stillness of my presence. Your peace is a precious resource, and it is your responsibility to steward it with the wisdom I have given you. Finally, understand that your rest is not a sign of weakness. It is a profound and radical act of worship. When you choose to rest, you are making a bold statement to the spiritual realm that you trust me to handle what you cannot. You are acknowledging that I am the one who sustains the universe and that the world does not rest upon your tired shoulder. Resting is an act of faith that says I am not in charge, but I am in the hands of the one who is. Do not allow guilt to steal your stillness. Use your moments of quiet to recharge your spiritual strength and to listen for the deeper revelations I am longing to share with you. When you rest, I work on your behalf. When you are still, I fight the battles you are never meant to face alone. This is the secret of the overcomer, to move with effort when called, but to live always from a place of deep internal rest. Hold tightly to these guardrails, for they will keep you on the path of clarity as you run toward the destiny I have prepared for you. Behold the work I have performed in your spirit. This hour is complete, yet it is also a beginning. You have walked through the fire and emerged with the scent of my holiness upon you. The old you, the one who was tethered to the shadows of uncertainty and the chains of hesitation, is gone. The person you are now is a living vessel of my clarity, a beacon of my truth in a world that is drowning in noise. To lock this transformation into your timeline and ensure that the enemy cannot steal back the ground you have gained, you must now place the final seal upon this prophecy. Type these words with the weight of a king's decree in the comments. Right now, it is done. My future is guarded. As these words leave your heart and find their way into the physical world, they become a permanent record in the archives of heaven. You're not just hoping for a better tomorrow. You are claiming the sanctuary I've built for you. Do not let this moment pass without this final act of faith, for in the kingdom of God what you declare you establish. This is your signature on the contract of your destiny, a divine amen that echoes through the halls of eternity. Understand, my precious one, that the clarity you feel right now is the foundation, not the completed temple. I have much more to show you, for the depths of my wisdom are as endless as the galaxies I have scattered across the void. To continue this journey and protect the fire I have lit within you, you must stay connected to the source. Subscribe to this family of light now, for this is where your new rhythm of life will be nurtured and sustained. What I have started in you today is a holy seed, but the building of your destiny begins tomorrow and continues for all your days. Do not let the building of your purpose be a haphazard effort. By joining this circle of believers, you are ensuring that your atmosphere remains charged with my truth every single day, preventing the static of the world from ever drowning out my voice again. Subscribe not just for a message, but for a lifeline to the throne. You are being built into a fortress that cannot be shaken, and every word I send is a new layer of protection around your soul. But remember, my chosen warrior clarity is not a destination you reach once. It is a path you walk with me every single day. There is a deeper level of revelation waiting for those who are vigilant, a higher frequency of my voice that is only revealed to those who refuse to return to the shadows. The confusion has been conquered, but the revelation is just getting started. Are you ready for the next level of the decree? Are you prepared to see the unseen and hear the whispers of the future? The atmosphere is ripe for a sudden shift that will catapult you even further into the heart of your calling. Do not grow complacent in your victory. Keep your eyes open and your heart expectant, for the light is not just a flicker. It is becoming a blaze that will illuminate every dark corner of your world. Stay vigilant, stay focused, stay in my presence. We are moving from glory to glory, and the next revelation is closer than you think. This is your hour, and my light is just getting started. Do not leave this atmosphere of clarity and peace. My beloved child, the victory you have claimed today is precious, and the enemy waits just outside this sanctuary, hoping you will step back into the noise and forget the divine truth you have just received. You have dismantled the fog, but now you must build your fortress. To lock in this victory and ensure that your breakthrough is permanent, you must move immediately to the next message I have prepared for you. There are deeper layers of protection to be established and greater revelations to be unlocked to keep your mind shielded from the chaos of the world. Do not let the momentum stall. Do not allow the fire to dim even for a second. Go to the next video right now to solidify the boundaries of your spirit and surround your destiny with a wall of fire that no darkness can cross. Your journey of clarity is moving to a higher plane, and there are specific keys of wisdom waiting for you in the next revelation that will make you truly fireproof. Take that step now and walk into the fullness of the authority I have given you. Move now, for the kingdom is at hand, and your victory is being sealed in the light of my presence. I am with you, and the path is clear. Move forward,